more powers who can ruin your life. Red hair, one stare, and suddenly you're rewatching X-Files every night. Jillian said, trust no man. Kate said, try women instead. She wasn't out, but my heart was in. Rachel with a sword, that was my origin. Ain't it strange how the canon forgot all the tension, all the heat, all the looks? We saw it, we felt it, we paused it, we yelled it. She saved the world, but wrecked our brain. She raised the dead and sparked our flame. She wasn't loud, but she was loud, and I was saying it proud. That's so Sapphic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of That's So Sapphic.
I'm Alexi Melvin.
And I'm Jane Postlethwaite. I'm very excited about this episode. We are leaning into some current culture, would you say? Some current Sapphic goings on.
Definitely current, definitely being spoken about quite a bit lately.
If you are watching on Spotify, I've got my best Hunting Wives shirt, blouse, if you will. On.
Oh, is that what that is?
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
I never wear leopard print very much anymore, but I was like, this feels like a bit of Texas, a bit of southern Texas going on.
I love it. I love that. I didn't get the memo. I would have gotten my Stella Gibson blouse.
So yeah, we are going to explore the Hunting Wives. It's been heavily requested by our followers that we talk about this.
Basically a cultural phenomenon at this point.
Yeah, it's hot news. Even in the UK, we haven't legally got it to watch. Don't tell anyone, listeners, I've secretly been watching it on Daily Motion.
She found a way. That's all I need to know.
I found a way. Where there's a will, where there's a lesbian will, there's a way.
Absolutely.
I've watched some of the solid episodes, and then I've dipped into pieces. So, but it's been out. Is it on Netflix in the US already?
It is. It's on Netflix. Yep. It was number one on Netflix for a while. This is something that just fascinates me. Is like what, especially when there's like a Sapphic storyline or whatever. Like what makes it successful. Right? Because like we're seeing all these sort of Sapphic films and TV shows that don't last, and it's like what makes it a universal appeal is what's really interesting. And Hunting Wives certainly has cracked that code.
If you have not heard about it, where have you been? And are you okay? Yeah. But it kind of came out of nowhere. It's based on a novel by May Cobb, so people have obviously been a fan of the novel. And then it's got to Netflix and got a really decent budget on it. Did it come out of nowhere for you, or did you read any like papers or articles saying this is what's coming up? Because I feel like it came out of nowhere. It was suddenly like this is what's on the screen. It
pretty much came out of nowhere for me too. All of a sudden, the sort of lesbians in my algorithm were talking about it.
Yeah.
And, I heard there was some Sapphic activity, which, we love. It's our favorite kind of news, right?
It's our favorite activity.
It's our favorite activity. So yeah, immediately I was like, okay, yeah, I'm curious for you, what your first kind of impressions were just by what you were hearing, because for me, it was very polarizing. Like there were two sides. Like there were some people were actually quite upset about it, and others in the Sapphic community were like, no, this is legit, like I'm into it,
Yeah, because I did a video about it, and some of the comments were, oh, I can't watch that because they're into like gun laws, or I can't watch it because the main character is sleeping with an underage teenager. I mean, in the UK 16 is legal age, so I was watching it not thinking she's doing anything.
Well, actually,
wrong.
I think he is 18.
Yeah, I think he's of age.
So he's like just of age. Not that it makes it any less creepy. But it's supposed to be, Yeah.
And like we've discussed before, these character roles would normally be men, And if you saw a man in power or a richer man, higher status, sleeping with a younger woman, you probably won't blink an eye.
Not at all.
Because it's been seen on our screen so much. So this is what's lovely about Hunting Wives, is we're getting this perspective of a life that on the surface seems perfect and privileged and has loads of morals, and then we're peeling back and it's the main woman, Margo, who is causing all this drama and has the power.
Well, arguably Sophie is she's the protagonist.
Yes.
But Margo is the one that leaves the impression.
Is it Malin Akerman?
Malin Akerman, yeah.
Malin Akerman.
Who, I mean, I can dive into her.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we're ready to go there, but
she I recognized her from a lot of kind of 90s films. She kind of always had the roles of attractive woman in bikini. So I was kind of relieved that she has a role that she's literally got her teeth into, and she's beautiful. Like, she's half Canadian, half Swedish, I think. Just gorgeous woman.
She's been I think we've come to know her from various kind of romantic comedies or comedy films where she's, somebody's wife, she's like, I'm thinking specifically of Couples Retreat, I believe she was in, and she was in 27 Dresses. Yeah. She was in The Proposal. She was kind of the girl next door in that one. Like, we know her. She's been around, and I've always thought that there is something very magnetic about her. But I love the fact that she's really, like you said, getting to sink her teeth into this role. And again, it's very polarizing, right? And, when I started hearing about the show itself, I was hearing some women being like, well, we deserve more authentic Sapphic representation. Like, we don't need this, this is a toxic depiction of, Sapphic relationships and things like that. Number one, yes, we need more Sapphic representation, period. In all, from all angles, right? Like, we deserve more of a sort of normalized view of like what our day-to-day lives are like, what our relationships are like. Like, we really do deserve we deserve that. Absolutely. On the other hand, I have heard from many, Sapphics who are from Texas, who, have spent time in Texas. They're like, actually, that is very real. Like, that there is a very sort of like, there's a community that is it's very authentic to sort of like women who are bored housewives in Texas who kind of just fuck each other.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and it's not specific to Texas. I've seen this everywhere. Like, that is very real. Number one. Secondly, I do think that a reason that Sapphics are getting a little upset about the dynamic between Margo and Sophie is played by Brittany Snow, who is also, we love her from Pitch Perfect and from John Tucker Must Die. Like, she's had her little hints of Sapphic things here and there in her career, which we like wanted more of. So I'm glad that she's also expanding. But I think one reason that Sapphic women are very upset about this is because we've all had a Margo. Unless you're very newly out, very, very newly exploring, if you are a Sophie currently, Godspeed, good luck, because you will probably have a Margo. We have all had one. And so it's like, the people getting up in arms about, well, we deserve this, we deserve that. Yeah, we do. We do deserve more sort of like healthy representations of Sapphic relationships. Yes. Again, at the same time, this is yes, it's overly dramatized.
Yeah.
But I've had a Margo. I've had more than one. So I'm like, for me, I was able to watch it and be like, yep.
Yeah.
I am attracted to this character. It is very toxic. And I own that, because like, I have had Margos and those sort of covert narcissists that are very charming. It works. So like in a, in a more, like I said, like in a more dramatic, more dramatic circumstances in this case, you know, but still I'm like, yeah, that's not wrong. I get Sophie's pull to this woman.
I think I've had a couple of friends who've kind of had her energy and they kind of come into your life and you're swept up into it and then they just disappear, gone. Or they F you over and then they're gone.
I mean, there are women that are very, very charming and know kind of how to manipulate you into thinking they're exactly what you want. And you know, clearly, as we saw, and again, these are some spoilers.
But go and watch it and then come back.
Maybe go watch it, come back. But there are relationship dynamics that are very, it's accurate. You know, like a lot of people in general, not just women, you know, are very good at being charming and fooling you, and it's very alluring. Narcissists in general are very alluring. Yeah.
If you want equal representation and more representation, then you have to have all the kind of ugly side of it as well. You know, we've come so far where the lesbians now in romance stories, they don't die or get split up. Like we've had a few where they've stayed together. As we said before about these female characters that are flawed and have like dark secrets and stuff, it's so much more exciting to watch. Yeah, why not? I mean, men have had these roles for years and years and years. Like, give that power to a woman who is, you know, sexually confident and has got an agenda and gets off on playing games. Like, it's so juicy and you just can't take your eyes off her at all times because you don't know what's going to happen. I've read an article where the author of the book says she's been around these women. She's used what she's seen and heard in this story. It's not just plucked out of nowhere, like you said.
It all comes from somewhere. It comes from somewhere.
And rich people as well. Like, I've been around like super rich people and they are like swingers or they're doing all sorts because they're so bored of their life. Like you said, they're just doing all these things. And often people who have power and respect, like they're the worst, as we've seen from politicians and things like that. But yeah, that first scene is so powerful because she's in Sophie's wanting to go to the toilet and Margo kind of, is she in there or she comes in? I can't remember, but she's got this dress on. It comes off, doesn't it, the dress, and then it comes back on.
Yes, she's in there and
zip it.
She's in there and she asks if she has a pad and she has a tampon and she's like, no, I can't use that, which is important later in the narrative. And so she just gets like a wad of toilet paper and like, you know, wants to put it in the place that she needs it, which is, you know, in her underwear. And for some reason takes off her dress, which really, I don't think she needed to do that.
I think she knew what she was doing.
Of course she knew what she was doing. It's Margo. But yeah. And I will say one thing, this leads me to Sophie's gay panic faces. I made a whole video about that because her gay panic faces are so authentic. You want authenticity in the Sapphic realm? That is so authentic. Like her faces reacting to Margo being just daddy energy all over the place is so great.
I wonder how much of that was actually real because I think I would have, even if I was an actor on that, I'd be like, oh shit.
I think, I mean, it must be. That would have been fun. I don't know this answer, and I would love to get these answers. But I do wonder if that was a direction of like, just fuck with her a little bit, and just like we need to get a reaction. That would be so great if that were true. If like some of those were improv'd. Yeah,
like it's such an intimate space to be in a bathroom, and then to have the nudity and the kind of, you know. Just the whole thing of like wanting a pad and then they have a Xanax together. Like she's just blown away, which made me think as well about Sophie's character. Like, I don't know whether they give her much backstory of whether she has had other experiences with women. Like it kind of, they do. And has she?
Yes. So one. It was like her old roommate or something.
That's like not a new, like the things she's feeling are not brand new. Like they've always been there or they've been dormant. like the way she's like flustered, and the little things that Margo does, like when in the bar she like licks some of the drink off her shoulder. And
well, who wouldn't react to that?
exactly. I mean, I think I tell you on a podcast about a woman who was in a Thai restaurant in Edinburgh that like touched my arm.
Yes.
And then outside I was like having a meltdown.
Yes,
but I think you've got to have that in your head already, I think.
Well, if Malin Akerman is licking my anything, I would lose it. I mean, the gay panic that would register on my face would be outrageous. Yeah. It's just, there's no avoid. I mean, again, this woman is stunning. Her energy is impeccable. Like she just crushed this.
I feel like
I had a moment.
Yeah, I feel like she, as an actress and a person, I feel like she knows she can, from either gender or whoever, I feel like she can make people feel things, whoever they are.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we can't speak to like, you know, each actor's actual experience in their life, but you know, I think there can be an awareness of your effect on people, you know? And I did see in an interview that Malin said that she believes that most people are fluid, you know, just human beings are meant to be fluid. And, you know, obviously where you fall on the spectrum varies, but she gets it, you know, she understands, you know, attraction to women, and, you know, she's in a marriage with a man, but, loved playing, you know, a Sapphic role, loved it. So I love that. One thing I do really appreciate about the series is that the episodes were directed by lesbians. Oh. So yeah, so I really appreciate the sort of the care that they took there. And it's, you know, all female creators, both, you know, the author of the book as well as the showrunner. It's all women. Yeah. So, you know, I do understand like wanting, you know, the more sort of like healthy, authentic representations of Sapphic women. I get that. But at the same time, they did, you know, they did the work, right? Like, and they wanted to make sure that the Sapphic pieces of the narrative were represented authentically. And clearly, I mean, to me as a lesbian, it was clear that the intimacy coordinator / directors were very, in the sex scenes, it was authentic. It was, yep, I believed it. I believed the sex scenes. I was like, they've done this before, which made me wonder, because in the first one, it was before they had gone into sort of Sophie's history. And I was like, there's no way that's her first time. Yeah. There's no way. Either they were a little too
that's what
good.
I was thinking as well. Yeah.
Either they were a little too good at directing her here, or she's had experience. And it, you know, later it is revealed that she has had experience. Right. One time though, I'm like, that still seems like you've done this a few times. Like, I don't buy that at all. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of films, and well, not a lot, but a few, you know, like films and TV shows where I'm like, that doesn't look like it's, I don't believe it. I don't believe that's actually that they're doing stuff here. Like,
yeah, because that was going to be my point. Because I was going to say about the author, like I wondered if she'd had experiences, but then again, like you say, if there's directors, then the director is going to direct the action off the page. You can't really write every little thing down on paper in the script. So right. Yeah, I thought that as well. Like, it's super realistic and hot.
Yeah, it's really hot. And I think it's having this effect on straight women in the same way that lesbian TikTok did in the early days of TikTok, because, you know, you're hearing these things like, oh my God, it's so dirty. And then like the actual, you know, they already realized lesbians are like, no, it's not. No, it's really not. But this is, you know, we have to realize that this is coming from straight women who likely have husbands who are like watching it in the dark, you know, while they're already asleep, you know, like.
I think the hotness as well, when I say hot, I mean, obviously the sex scenes are hot, but it's the little things, it's the little touches, and it's the licking, and it's,
Right.
you know, she licks a bit of a drink off, and then and even like showing her how to hold a gun. Like, they're all the hot
Absolutely.
bits that when you have an attraction to someone, the electricity from just a little bit of contact is like,
Yeah.
it's huge. It does things to your entire body. Just a little
Yeah.
brush or, you know, a little bit of hair, like, that's the hotness of it. And like you say, if they did have lesbian directors, then they nailed it. Absolutely nailed it, because it comes through the screen, you're like, oh my god, if she did that, or if she was like right there.
Absolutely. And I agree with you. That's why it's hot.
Yeah.
It's not because of, you know, these people saying, oh, it's like, it's so dirty, or it's like, oh, it's gratuitous.
No,
It's not at all.
not.
Like, it's not overly gratuitous. It's not, you know, the sex scenes are very, honestly, they're kind of mild, but like, again, that's not where the hotness comes from.
Yeah.
Like, and I've never honestly thought that. I've never thought that, like, when I get turned on by, you know, sapphic interaction, it's not the like down and dirty sex scenes that really do it for me. It's the magnetism, and it's the little things, and it's the things that like really ignite something in you that you remember about these sort of early flirtations or interactions with somebody you're into. Like, and you're right, they nailed that part. Absolutely.
Yeah. The comedy in it as well, I kind of enjoyed that she goes round to, well, the ex-girlfriend, the one she's previously been having a relationship with, and kind of ends that.
Oh, Kelly.
So
Poor
she
Kelly.
can then, you know, get with Sophie. Yeah, I was like, oh, that's... Yeah, and again, if you're gonna represent Sapphics and people, then you've got to show everything. Like, we can't all be like good girl Sapphics. There has to be... We have to be shown something toxic so we know it's toxic as well.
Totally.
Like, that, it's like, oh, this girl
I'm
seeing
glad,
is like Margo. Oh shit, like, that's what's going on.
I'm glad that sort of like newly out sapphics or women who are questioning are actually seeing this, because they're like, ooh, I can see where that's sexy, but clearly we don't want that. She's a narcissist, you know? But also I'm laughing now because you brought up the character of Callie, the one with the long red hair, you know? But like, I resonate with her too, because I'm just like, oh, girl, you know,
she's felt it, yeah.
When Margo's like, we can't do this, she's like, why?
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm like, I know that feeling of like being so into somebody and then having it like ripped away, and you're just like,
and for someone else as well, like, that's happened to me a few times where there's been someone else in the wings, and you're like, oh, you don't want a serious relationship, and then you've gone and done that.
It's usually the case. It's usually the case. But this poor woman, she's on her knees in that scene. She's in front of Margo sitting on the couch on her knees. And I'm like, oh man, that is so gay. That is so gay. Oh man.
But yeah, what an absolute joy to write those characters and then to play those characters.
I want to be in this series so bad.
Are they doing a series 2? What's going on? How do we get in on this?
They've got to be doing a season 2. I'm manifesting this. I mean, it did so well. I can't imagine how they wouldn't do a season 2.
I'm going to be the person who hands the guns. That's my role. Just polishing the gun.
I am manifesting myself into this series. I've already reached out to the showrunner. I'm serious.
I'll just be the very tall background artist.
Yeah, I'll do anything. I want it just like a featured. Yeah, I won't. I'm not even going to talk about it because I'm manifesting it into existence. I would love for there to be more of an overtly sort of lesbian character that sort of the more masculine or the more androgynous. That's sort of like, because they're all very feminine,
very feminine, yeah.
But it would be fun to have like a Shane McCutcheon type of, you know, role that just kind of like rolls in and, you know, either fucks with Margo, like maybe like a taste of her own medicine, or
she's a blast from the past coming back.
Maybe.
That's why Margo treats everyone else bad, because she's been hurt by this.
She's been burned by the
androgynous
yes.
woman from New York. You.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen Alexi's gay panic video of Brittany Snow just nailing the looks, go and see it.
Oh,
because it's so
yes. And
spot on.
also, I had a couple videos that did very well about hunting wives. The other one, Malin Akerman commented, and I gay panicked so hard. Like, again, this happens to me occasionally. There'll be somebody I'm posting about will react to it, but for some reason, I'm like, oh my God, Margo. And what she said, again, I'm needing to take a moment here. So there's a scene where there's a scene in episode 3 where she pulls up on a jet ski and essentially just like just sweeps Brittany Snow off her feet and takes her away on the jet ski. And one of the things she says, Brittany Snow kind of walks up and she goes, "Ahoy, bitch, where you been?" And I'm like, "Ahoy, bitch, yes." So in my video, I kind of am saying, like, how could you resist that? How could you resist Malin Akerman saying, "Ahoy, bitch"? Like, there's no way. There's no way. So she responded to it and said, "Ahoy, bitch, let's go." And I think did a winky emoji, like a wink emoji. And I was like, I'm still not well about it. I can't discuss it. And then I did another video about the reaction to it, and that also did well. So I'm like, Margo has an effect. What can I say?
I've read like a few debates about things, and someone saying, are toxic sapphic stories liberating or just recycling the tragic lesbian trope? I think we've kind of touched on it, that they are real and they do happen, like toxic situations in sapphic relationships.
Yeah,
it happens like across the board. So I think it's important to show it.
I think it's different than what we've gotten sick of, which is just that, like, they die at the end, or it's, somebody gets sick, or somebody gets sent, or like, they go back to their husband, which, like, yeah, maybe there's variations of that in this story. Like, yes, husbands are involved, but we don't know where it's going, and I think it's just like, it's showing, a lot of these things we're talking about are like period dramas, or, so it's different. It's not Fried Green Tomatoes where Ruth dies because of, it's like, it's not that. It's actually just showing toxic dynamics in relationships, period. Like, it doesn't really matter if it's sapphic or hetero. Like, these are just toxic dynamics in relationships. And yeah, I think it is helpful. It's helpful to see, and again, this is like soap opera, right? So it's definitely exaggerated, but I think maybe sometimes it has to be exaggerated to have it stick, right? So like now we can be more aware of the Margos in our life.
It'd be so interesting to know how many, like you say, it's like the new wave of people on TikTok realizing that they're gay. Like, how many people have been turned by the hunted wives?
I think a lot, honestly. And I love this.
Please DM us if you have.
Actually, yeah. We should do that. We should do a poll. Because I've seen, even in my comments, I've seen women being like, I thought I was straight, but Margo, I don't know.
My favorite comments, you might be saying the same thing, when is a straight person going, "I'm not gay, but I'm not a lesbian, but."
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. It's like, I'm straight, but like not for her or something. And I'm like, sweetie, that means you're actually not straight. If there's even one exception, that kind of means you're not as straight as you thought. So yeah, that's been fun to watch. And also there is such a fan culture around Pitch Perfect, and basically everybody, all the women in Pitch Perfect are now gay. Yes. Or playing sapphic roles. So it's like, in Brittany Snow in this case is playing a Sapphic role. But I saw a comment, you know, that I think reacted to that was like, yeah, just basically that whole cast is gay now. I'm like, honestly, it's not wrong. I briefly mentioned earlier, Brittany Snow's in John Tucker Must Die, and she had a kiss with Sophia Bush, who is now gay. So I'm like, I love this. It's so full circle. I love it. I love when that happens.
I'm scared to go to Scandinavia because I think I'm going to gay panic all over the place.
Well, I think that means you need to go to Scandinavia.
I know.
What do you mean you're scared? Like, you might meet your wife.
I once said to a friend, you know, like they have like cat cafes. I was like, I wish they had like a Swedish cafe where it was all like amazing, gorgeous Swedish people and you could sit and have tea and coffee with them. My friend was like, just go to Sweden.
Just go to Sweden.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, just go there.
But then it's that thing. I'm like, am I just looking for someone who looks just like me?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak to that because everybody says I look like Kate Blanchett, and I'm like,
yeah,
of course I'm Kate Blanchett. So that's a whole thing.
Weird, isn't it? But yeah, have you ever been to Scandinavia, anywhere like that?
No, I've been around, but I've never been to Scandinavia. That's still on the list.
So they're all gonna look like Margo. It's a lot.
I might have a thing for Malin Akerman. I just need to name.
And you'll go to Sweden when she's from and be like, oh my god, everyone looks like her.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if I would survive it.
Have you know, like super attractive people, like perfect attractive, like out of this world attractive. I've always found when it's a man who's like super attractive, they're like really dull. Like they've been so attractive that they haven't had to form a personality. I'm curious, like with super attractive women, whether they have the same, but I don't think it's true.
I mean, that hasn't been my.
No,
I mean, I don't.
Because it seems
I don't
like
know
with
a lot
men,
of.
if they're pretty men and they never really have to form a personality, but like these women, these amazing,
Yeah, I guess it
gorgeous
depends
women.
on what you. Depends on what you find attractive, but I mean, you know, I feel like it's supermodel culture, right? Like I've never really been attracted to like a supermodel. That I can recall, because I personally I have to feel something in their energy to be attracted to them. So that's hard. Like that's never been something for me where I'm like looking through a magazine and there's like a supermodel, you know, growing up. I that never was a thing. I had to like see them in a film or, you know, I just had to like get their energy.
That's the thing. There's so many attractive people around and you just are like, oh my God, everyone's gorgeous. I really want them before you've even formed an idea of their personality.
Yeah.
It's a bit like scary. You're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then you find out they haven't got a very good personality. But yeah, like you say, it's energy.
Yes.
I guess that's why dates are invented, to have dates with people.
Or, you know, social media. Because like, I mean, if you're a social media creator and you put stuff out, that's honestly like, that's the most success I've had with dating. Well, success, but you know, I've gone out with other creators, you know, because like I've seen their vibe, you know, like at least you get a sense of like what their humor is like or what they're into or, you know, their interests. Like it's better than, you know, just sort of dating apps, I think. Anyway, we've gone far off topic.
We went back to Sweden and Malin is Swedish, so I was kind of just thinking
but
everyone in Sweden is so attractive and
but Malin Akerman for sure. Her energy is. I'm picking up what she's putting down. Oh, briefly, I have to point out people are going to get mad if we don't mention this. Margo's wig. Margo's wig.
Oh, Margo's wig. Yeah, we need to discuss the wig. I watched the interview about it.
People are very mad about it, and I'm like, I understand the frustration, but also, can we not hold space for the fact that like the woman, the real woman in this scenario would like in Texas maybe not have the best wig. It's Texas, right? Like, I don't know. I know they have money and everything, but at the same, like I've seen some, you know, wealthy people and I'm like, well, that's a choice.
Money,
you know?
can't buy you class.
Correct. Luann.
I'm not going to sing it because I'll butcher it. But yeah, money can't buy you class. I never even noticed the wig until someone said, oh, we need to talk about the wig. And she said, oh, you know, the wig that they had. It didn't arrive or something, and they had to film, so they got a wig out of a box because that's all they could do.
Yeah.
And then they pretended that they highlighted it so they could use another wig.
Right.
I didn't even
I don't know.
notice.
It didn't distract.
No.
It didn't distract for me. And again, like being in you know, I've been in the film production world. I've been in theater. I've been in TV. I've been around. I understand noticing it. Like I get that. Especially like I have a lot of friends that are in the arts, and they're like, sure, I understand noticing it. Did it take away from the Sapphic panic on my end? No, not at all.
Absolutely not. I only notice it now because it's been mentioned. But like you say, it's like another layer to her character, like what is real and what is not. Like she's putting on this front. She's got, is that her real hair? Is it not? Is she being real in the moment? So I think it adds to the character dynamic.
That's kind of what I assumed, like that it was just sort of like a character choice. But then everybody was like, oh my God, the wig. And I'm like, calm down.
Are the Sapphics saying that, or just the random people? I don't feel like the Sapphics are saying the wig.
Maybe not so much. I mean, like I've heard some Sapphic saying it, but they're like actresses, you know.
She's so great in interviews as well. She's so like down to earth and articulate.
I want to be in her presence. Yeah. She's somebody you just want to be in her presence.
She needs to come on your Sapphic Panic podcast.
I wouldn't survive it. This is so weird to me that like there's certain people that I'm like, no, I wouldn't survive it. And it's really not the people that you would like imagine. Because if I'm thinking about Cate Blanchett on my podcast, I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, Cate Blanchett. But for some reason, Malin Akerman, I'm like, no, I can't do it.
You'd just be like red.
I don't know why. Because like I'm obviously my admiration around Cate Blanchett has been like decades in the making.
Yeah.
And I've, you know, she's the one. I have to meet Cate Blanchett at some point, whether I work with her or interview her. I don't know how it's going to manifest, but I don't have anxiety around it. I don't start sweating. I'm just like, yes, that has to happen.
Well, we've freshly seen pieces of Malin's body that we haven't seen in other female actresses. I'm trying to say that really diplomatically. Like it's very recent that we've seen and her doing things, so that's fresh in our mind. And then just talk to that person who we've seen. It feels like we went through it. We felt it.
Yes, that's true. We were along the ride with Sophie, and it's the daddy energy for me. It's my kryptonite. Honestly, Margo is my kryptonite. She represents that it will be the end of me. Like she would be the end of me. Period.
Yeah. This is the part of the episode where we answer some of your questions. I feel like this one really fits with what we've been discussing. Why do Sapphics make the best villains?
This ties in so well with something I just realized about myself.
Okay.
I was talking to my friend about our type. And all of a sudden I said Bond villain.
Oh yeah.
Like that is my type is Bond villain. Like the femme fatale. All of my all of my exes, and I say this so respectfully because I don't I just they look like they could like their lipstick is poison,
right?
And they just burn down somebody's house.
Yeah.
And you just realize that they're a double agent. That is my type. And like honestly, if any of my exes are listening right now, this is a compliment. It really and truly is. But you all look like Bond villains. And that's anyway. Why okay.
If you're
why
listening,
do they
Alexi is almost crying. Oh, tears of laughter.
It's a really helpful realization.
Because I mean we've had Killing Eve. You know, they give us that.
Why do they make such good?
It's kind of sticking it to the man, like, you know, middle finger up to the man. Like, we can also play these asshole roles and be bad and do bad things. Like, girls are not just sweet and pretty. Like, we have this other side to us.
So we could do a whole episode on this, honestly. But there's the whole thing about queer coding with villains. Early, you know, even in like Disney films, right? Like the villains are very queer coded because people have been conditioned to associate bad, like, or the qualities of a queer person with like bad, right? So like you look at Ursula or Cruella de Vil, or you look at, Scar, like they all have very queer characteristics. So it's like villains can often be associated with what is straying from the norm, right? They're doing things that are not accepted. So I think it's easier for people to like wrap their mind around, oh yeah, they're queer and they're like doing bad shit, That's part of it, I think, which is the problem. That's the problematic side of it. But also queer women are just more badass.
Yeah, do we like it because it's just a bit naughty?
It's naughty. It is, yeah.
Like if you have a woman who's like sticks to the rules and just
right, essentially,
like,
yeah.
That's boring, isn't it?
Essentially, what all this ties back to is like queerness represents straying from the norm. And so that's what villains are doing.
We feel seen outside of norms in society, so we're attracted to something outside of it. We're attracted to excitement and drama. And
so do we want to be dating an actual like sociopath or like serial killer? No,
not for longer than a year.
Not for longer than a year, exactly. That's a very good distinction.
Just for the stories. Yeah. I mean, I think let's see more of it. And I guess with Honey Don't, I mean, those two characters as well apparently are, I don't want to say flawed, but have a dark side to them or energy to them.
Having depth and a dark side and layers is exciting. I've had a crush on Maleficent since I was a child, if that says anything. And not even the Angelina Jolie, which obviously, yes, when that came out, but even just the cartoon when I was little, I was like, interesting. More of her, please. Can we rewind that part when she does her like maniacal cackle? Because that was something.
Yeah. So this kind of covers some of what we've discussed already, but how do we know that something is authentic Sapphic storytelling versus Sapphic bait for drama? So this has kind of been discussed at the moment. A lot of queer baiting is the word that people kind of use.
For me, I can always tell if a Sapphic, a film that involves a Sapphic narrative is directed by a man or a woman, or is written by a man or a woman.
Yeah.
Because for me, if there's, it always serves the story. It seems like there's something about it that serves the story, and not to say that like, it always has to be, oh, it's the Sapphic film. Like, yeah, like there can be films that, it wouldn't change. It wouldn't change at all if it's like a hetero relationship versus a Sapphic relationship. But for me, it's like sometimes you can tell when there's, a male director or writer that's just like, oh, we should put lesbians here, for no reason other than it's like exciting for the male gaze.
Yeah.
So if it's ever feeling male gazy, that's what I'm like, yeah, that's not the vibes.
Because there can be a fine line, can't there, between what's kind of being authentic or queerbaity. I feel like we're getting, like, we know which is which.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be amazing to have, LGBTQ plus people in those roles, but we're not quite there yet.
For me personally, and I know a lot of people have different opinions on this, and that's fine. I don't care quite as much about the people playing the roles or how they identify, because again, it's none of our business.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really none of our business how they identify. My thing is, I think they should be directed and written by Sapphic people.
Yes. And the Hunting
That's what I care
Wives proves that. Like we said, it's all those little extra things, those little touches, those little things within the scene that if you know, you know.
Yeah.
If you've ever had a woman just brush past you and you're like, oh my God, what is that?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So for me, I don't care how, Brittany Snow or Malin Akerman identify. They did an amazing job.
Incredible job.
Just sort of showcasing exactly that magnetism in those little moments. And it's because they clearly had great direction from Sapphic people, Okay, so a question that I've had a couple times. How do you know, as a now, realized Sapphic woman? Because, growing up when we would see women in, film and television, there's the question of, do I want to be them or do I want to be with them?
Yeah.
So now how do you make that distinction? Like, how is it clear to you when you see somebody?
Oh
like,
my gosh.
How How do you know?
Oh, you know. Yeah, there were so many times I'm like, do I want to be like that? Do I want to look like that? Why do I want them to be my best friend? I think the best friend thing was a big giveaway. Like, oh, I'd really want them in my life. But
Yeah.
now I'm like, it was a layer of shame, which I've talked about before, and that shame's kind of gone now. And now I let myself feel, and you feel it. It's like
Yeah.
electricity. I never really had that with a male relationship. I've only ever had it when I've been in relationships with women or had dalliances with women. Like there's that electricity. It's hard to describe if you've never had it. But yeah, I
Yeah.
see, and now I'm like, oh my God. Like, and I can let myself think, I'm attracted to her. She's amazing. And I think the algorithm has really helped me as well. As I joke about this in my stand-up that I forget that straight people exist. So like a straight white man comes on my feed. I'm like, what are you doing? Who are you?
Yeah. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I forget.
you're still out there.
I forget.
Yeah.
I'm just not tuned into it at all. I'm just all about these women. And yeah, it's such a nice thing. It's like something clicked in me. And now I'm like doing this podcast, I'm realizing things. I'm like, oh, that was that confusing feeling or that shameful feeling. And now I can claim it back, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah,
It does.
Yeah. And it's nice. I love it. Oh, there's so many little things when I look back. There's so many little signs and little feelings. Yeah.
I remember having that, like, do I want to be them or do I want to be with them? And obviously now it's very clear to me what the distinction is, because obviously as we came of age, we know what attraction feels like versus like, oh, I like their vibe, they're cool. I remember I had a crush, quote unquote, on Taylor Hanson, right? And this was like when he kind of had hair like I have right now. Like it's not the long hair days, but like when they kind of went off on their own and had their own record label. But it's a perfect example of like, I really just wanted to emulate his vibes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be with him. I just wanted to, I wanted to be that. I wanted to give off, like radiate what he was radiating. So now, I'm able to recognize in other women too, that kind of have like a similar vibe to me, or I don't know, something that I would like to do, mirror in my fashion or in my, like Kate McKinnon has a similar humor as I do, you know what I mean? So I can like recognize those things and be like, oh, I like that as something to shoot for with, in myself, or, like I resonate with that person versus I want to be with that person.
It's such an interesting time to be able to discuss all this and really unpack it all.
Yeah,
feels
absolutely
really good. I never get, because somebody asked me like, oh, do you feel like you wasted all these years? And I don't feel like I've wasted. I feel like I've learned from that, learned many things in life. And now I have this fresh perspective and opportunities that I never had before.
Yeah. I mean, you're only ready for it when you're ready for it.
We need to do a whole episode about what it is about women in suits. Women with a shirt and tie. What is that? Oh
yes, this is me actually formally asking for Margo in a suit and tie in season 2 of Hunting Wives, please.
I imagine she says she'll do your podcast and then she turns up in a shirt and tie.
Why would you say that to me?
You're just like, oh, I don't feel well.
I gotta go.
Happening to me. It's the gay panic that killed her.
I mean,
much gay panic.
That's how I'm gonna go.
Alexi Melvin. The gay panic did it.
I would be very happy with that if that's how I go.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening to another episode of That's So Sapphic. Do send in your questions. We love reading them and answering them. Make sure you're following us on Spotify. If you're on Spotify, you can also watch the video of us chatting and blushing and crying with laughter. And the shirts as well. We've got a whole selection of shirts. It's worth it for that. Sure. But yeah, follow us on Instagram at thatssosapphicpod. If you want to email us, it's thatssosapphicpodcast thatssosapphicpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at the Alexi Melvin.
And I am Jane Does Comedy on Instagram and TikTok. And we'll have more exciting things to talk about on our next episode. So we'll talk to you then.
Ain't it wild how a power suit can ruin your life? Red hair, one stare, and suddenly you're rewatching X-Files every night. Trust no man. Kate said try women instead. She wasn't out, but she was loud, and now we're saying it proud. That's so sapphic. She wasn't out, but my heart was in. Rachel with a sword, that was my origin. Ain't it strange how the canon forgot